Hey everyone, welcome to GT Boxing. These days, showmanship plays a huge role in promoting a fighter. Fireworks, pyrotechnics, and spectacles surrounding their name. Being a solid warrior is no longer enough. You've got to command attention, and lots of it. That's how you build an army, both of fans and of haters. So what about the show? These days, it's an inseparable part of a fighter's image. Some focus on grand ring walks, others on savage trash talk. But there are special kinds of fighters who put on a show right in the heat of battle. The twist? Sometimes, they're not even that great in the ring. 20 years ago, things were different. Back then, skills and heart arguably meant more than theatrics. But even in that era, one fighter stood out, a unique personality who had both the grit of a true warrior and the flair of a born showman. Beyond the flashy persona, he was genuinely elite. Yes, we're talking about the one and only Prince Naseem Hamed. Today, we're taking a deep dive into his career, and the one fight that, in my opinion, buried it. After that night, the Prince was never the same. Make sure you hit that like button and subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. Let's get into it. Childhood and early career. Naseem Saleh Ali Hamed was born on February 12, 1974, in Sheffield, South Yorkshire, UK. His parents were immigrants from Yemen, and as a result, the family faced discrimination from local nationalists. At just 7 years old, Naseem's father took him to the gym of renowned trainer Brendan Ingle, hoping his fragile son would learn to stand up for himself. Ingle immediately saw something special in the boy. By 1985 to 1986, Hamed had already won his first national amateur tournaments in the under 49 kilogram category. He would go on to become a multiple-time British champion and a regular finalist in top-level European competitions. Breakthrough in the pros. Prince Naseem burst onto the pro boxing scene like a storm, steamrolling opponents with flair and power. By his 12th fight, at just 20 years old, he faced experienced Italian Vincenzo Belcastro and dominated him over 12 rounds, dropping him twice. That win earned him the European title, first major title and global recognition. In October 1994, Hamed moved up a division and claimed the WBC international title. Just a year later, he stopped WBO featherweight champ Steve Robinson in the 8th round, finally becoming a full-fledged world champion. In February 1997, Naseem captured the IBF title by defeating Tom Johnson. Now he had 2 belts around his waist. Then, on December 19, 1997, Hamed conquered America, demolishing Kevin Kelly in just 4 rounds. Promotional success and downturn. Later, Hamed launched his own promotional outfit, Prince Promotions, and continued winning in spectacular fashion. But eventually, something began to shift. The fight that ended a career. To be fair, Hamed had fought solid competition throughout his career, but few elite-level technicians. Against such opponents, he could play around, taunting, showboating, dropping his hands, pulling off flashy but simple tricks that dazzled the crowd. But none of that works against a calm, smart, tactically disciplined fighter. Enter Marco Antonio Barrera, the Mexican warrior with a 51-3 record. Just a year earlier, he had lost a close decision to his arch-rival Eric Morales. Now, moving up to featherweight, he was set to face Hamed for the vacant IBO title. Betting odds favored the British star 3-1. Many believed Barrera wouldn't even make it past the halfway mark. If we lose, we'll have no excuses, said Barrera's manager. "He's in the best shape of his life." Marco himself was confident. "Hamed's a great fighter, but he's never faced a true Mexican. I'll be gunning for the knockout right after the opening bell. If I pull it off, I'll become a living icon for my country. And also, you'll see punches of unreal power. Barrera will hit the canvas from pure, perfect boxing." This fight was 4 years in the making. Both men were in the top 10 pound for pound. Both were 27 years old, both at their peak. The date, April 7th, 2001. From the opening bell, Barrera set the tone. He immediately disrupted Hamed's rhythm, denying him the chance to feel in control. As always, Naseem came out cocky, fast, trying to overwhelm with unorthodox rushes. But Barrera dictated the pace, countered smartly, and read the Prince like a book. He was efficient, sharp, and never let up. Hamed was gassed. His punches came one at a time, wild and desperate. The smile, the swagger, the signature arrogance, all gone. Barrera stayed icy calm until the final bell. In the end, Barrera won by unanimous decision, and deservedly so. Many believed it was just a bad night for Hamed, and that a rematch was inevitable. But they couldn't have been more wrong. After the fight, hope lingered that the Prince had simply had an off night. But insiders saw the writing on the wall. It was past midnight when I rode the elevator up to the 11th floor of a Vegas hotel with a shattered Emmanuel Stewart, Hamed's trainer, recalled Jamie Hooper. Stewart just shook his head. Everything we feared had come true. When asked, could Naseem be better in a rematch? He'd have to change everything, Stewart said. He can't do what he used to. Honestly, I don't even want to talk about it right now. Stewart meant Hamed would need to learn to box, properly, professionally, with discipline. But the Prince wasn't about to reinvent himself. He had one more fight, and then quietly stepped away. Retirement. For years, he cited chronic hand injuries as the reason he quit. But later, he admitted, "I think I left too early, but at the time I just didn't feel like I could stay." Looking back, if I had just taken a year off and come back, things might have turned out fine, but it didn't happen. And just like that, at 28 years old, Prince Naseem Hamed hung up the gloves and walked away from boxing. Legacy. In some ways, his early exit was a blessing. Hamed didn't overstay his welcome. He didn't become target practice for the next generation. Hard to imagine what a young Juan Manuel Marquez or Manny Pacquiao might have done to him back then. Still, Naseem left an unforgettable mark on boxing history. His charisma and showmanship won't be forgotten anytime soon. What came after his career? That's a story for another day. But now, it's your turn. What do you think of Prince Naseem Hamed? And how do you think he would have fared against Pacquiao in 2005? That's it for today. Don't forget to subscribe so you don't miss the next exclusive video. Thanks for watching. See you next time.